So since I saw the reveal trailer for Resident Evil Requiem, I wanted to make sure that I replayed through all the Resident Evil games because I knew I had to make a tier list and I needed to play through some that I didn't play and play through some of the other ones just to make sure that my opinion still stays what I originally thought of my original playthrough. Now, I'm not like a long-term huge Resident Evil fan from back in the day on the PS1 or anything, but I have gone back and I have played through a lot. This is just my personal opinion of what I think of each game, and also I'll be reviewing Resident Evil Requiem at the end of the video. Just a quick review of what I think, if it's worth it or anything, in case you're wondering what my thoughts and opinions are. So starting off with Resident Evil Zero, of course. Now this is a very just solid OG Resident Evil game. It's a bit dated for me personally. I wouldn't mind a little remake or anything, but still very playable, still very fun. If you're wondering, you kind of use this as a base of how to start playing the games. From what I've kind of like played through and kind of understand from online, play through Resident Evil first, then Zero. Okay, so Resident Evil Zero, straight up in my opinion, I had fun. I actually thought it was a great game. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd probably put in like B tier. Just because there is some others I definitely think are not like vastly superior, but definitely better in some aspects that mean a lot to me. The next one we got, guys, is Resident Evil 1, of course. This game is the OG. It's the first one. It is definitely dated. Not a lot of people are going to be able to play this just because it is quite a dated game, and you can tell that by the graphics and everything. It's not like it doesn't look poor or anything, but it has aged. And that's not a bad thing whatsoever. Personally, I thought I had a lot of fun. I would recommend giving it a go. You probably get it real cheap on a Steam sale. So I probably put this in A tier. And honestly, that's more on the OG because it is the original. Like, it is the first one of the franchise and kind of started it all. So they didn't really have anything to work off. Like, it was the first one. It was an original concept. So give it to them there. There's a bit of props there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was the first time doing it. So they aren't going to get everything right. And like graphics alone, you can't really judge on graphics because it is a very old game at this point. So next one we got, guys, is the original Resident Evil 2. I had so much fun playing through this game. It is a little bit more quirky. I think maybe the right way of describing it. But I had a blast. I genuinely did. I absolutely loved it, and I'm probably gonna put this in front of one. I think it's just a perfect sequel. I had a lot of fun. I thought it was a great time. I would definitely recommend playing through it. So the next we have is Resident Evil 2, the remake, and personally for me, for a long while, this was like my favorite Resident Evil game to play. Up when it came out, I just thought it looked incredible and just everything about it and things had changed. Like, I thought it was fantastic. Like, I thought it was brilliant. I just really loved it. I think I played through it twice, which isn't a common thing for me to do. I'm like a one and done type of person, so me playing through this twice was quite unique for me in games. Unless it's like one of my favorites of all time or something. But Resident Evil 2, it was so much fun. I really loved Resident Evil 2, so I'm definitely putting Resident Evil 2 in S tier. Without a doubt, I think it's a fantastic game. So the next one we got, guys, is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. So this game for me, I didn't even like. I'm not hating or anything, but I just don't think it's for me. I'm good. Not that it's bad. It is not bad. It is just a bit, in my opinion, a bit weaker in some aspects. The next one we got, guys, is Resident Evil 3. Now, this one I enjoyed more. Like, I do enjoy the remakes more. Like, it is just more enjoyable for me. I just prefer the newer art style, new graphics and stuff, and what they can really do with Resident Evil, pushing them to the limits of just everything. Newer combat, graphics, art style, the cinematics, like everything's just pushed to the 11th. It's so much fun. Resident Evil 3, it was more of a shorter game. It it's not a bad game overall, but comparing them to the Resident Evil games that I've played, I would probably have to put this at like, mm, I'll put it mid A tier because like for fun aspect, like I could easily play through Resident Evil 3. Like I had a fun time playing through it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you're having fun, is it really that bad of a game? Do you know what I mean? Like I did enjoy it, and I've enjoyed basically all of these nearly. So I would say Resident Evil 3, it's Yeah, I'll put it in front of 1. I think that's fair. The next one we got, guys, is Resident Evil Code Veronica. And one thing, this game genuinely surprised me. This was my first time playing Code Veronica very recently. It's actually a bit of a longer Resident Evil. Like, I actually really enjoyed that. Like, I didn't feel like they rushed it or anything. They actually took their time. And it's not that it was paced badly or it was dragged out. Like, it was just like a decently long Resident Evil game, and I quite enjoyed it. And I don't want the game to be done in like 10, 12 hours. I want it to last. I think it took me about 18, 19 hours to finish. And I take my time-ish with games, like, you know what I mean? I do try and get as many collectibles as possible. So I was fairly surprised at this game. I genuinely really enjoyed Code Veronica. I'd probably put this in S tier, to be honest with you. So the next one we have is, of course, Resident Evil 4, the original. What can I say? This game is just so much fun. It is so much fun. This is what 3 should have been. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like 1 came out, it was a great game. It surprised a lot of people. People got excited for the next one. 2 came out, smashed it out of the park. 3 came out, everyone was like, well, yeah, it was grand. But maybe the more forgettable one out of the first 4. Out of like the 4, like, you know, the numeral ones. I feel like 4 came out then and it kind of just showed everyone like, no, we still got this. Like, I think 4 is like, boom. I'm putting this at the front of A tier just because obvious reasons. The next one we have is Resident Evil 4. This one has genuinely blown my mind away, and I know it's one of the more newer ones. Of course it is. Like, graphically, this game is just freaking stunning. And I know I'm comparing a game that's way older and way newer and stuff, and like, that's not quite fair. And I agree to anyone that's commenting that right now. I completely agree. But it genuinely does have a factor to me of how much fun I'm having. Like, it also runs so well, and the game, the graphics, the combat, the story, everything. Like, the atmosphere of this game is on another level. You know what I mean? That's something that adds to it because of the newer graphics, essentially, the newer engine, etc. Like, it adds a lot to the game, and that's what pushes it over the hill to an easy freaking top of S tier. If there was another one, it would be up there. Genuinely, it is, just simply put. So next one we got, guys, is Resident Evil Revelations, and like, I enjoyed Revelations to a degree. I personally felt like the pacing was a bit eh. For me, it just wasn't as fun. Like, it was fun, but less fun than most. So I'm probably gonna have to put this in like mid tier of B, like kind of here in kind of B-ish area. The next one we got, guys, is Resident Evil 5. Honestly, this game really, really, really surprised me. Because I didn't know what to expect. Because I've heard a lot of people love it and a lot of people like not hate it but dislike it, just slightly. And to be honest with you, I had so much fun, especially this game with mods. Like, come on, you know, this is, I feel like, a hidden gem. In the modern times to like the general audience, not like the Resident Evil fans. I pipe up 5 probably at the front of A. I think that's fair. I could be wrong. I personally I think that's kind of where I enjoyed it. But I know I quite liked 5. I thought 5 was great. So next one, guys, is Resident Evil 2 Revelations. I think, to be honest with you, me ranking Revelations 2 isn't the greatest idea because after 1, I was kind of getting tired of it and I just really, really wanted to finish the game. So I'm going to put Revelations in C just because, like, enjoyment wise, just no. Didn't enjoy it. Sorry. So the next one we got, guys, is Resident Evil 6. And this was my first time playing the game. About, I'd say, late January. And I gave it a good bash. And the reason why I genuinely just haven't played the game is because a lot of people who have played the game have all basically told me, don't play the game. So I didn't play the game. But my honest opinion, yeah, it's not great. Like, if I had to put any Resident Evil game in trash for just the sake of putting one in trash, I'd probably have to put 6 in trash. But I'm not going to do that because I don't believe it's actually like an awful, awful, awful game. So the next one we got, guys, is Resident Evil 7, and I feel like genuinely this is what Resident Evil needed, because it was something completely different. I think this game came out like between 2017 and 2019. And honestly, like I feel like this just rebirthed so much of a new audience into Resident Evil. I feel like this was the one that kind of made a bit more of a splurge into the more common gamer sphere. So I feel like 7 for me personally is I don't want to look like a normie, but I like 7. I like it a lot. Like I had a lot of fun playing this when it came out. So the next one we got, guys, is Village, which it actually took me a lot longer to finish than most because I just stopped playing. Not that it's bad. I just I got bored, and maybe that's just more on me, just Resident Evil fatigue because of all the remakes and everything happening every year and stuff, or every couple of years, anyways. I felt maybe a bit fatigued. I did go back and play it, and I did enjoy it, and there's definitely some certain segments that are worth being around for. Um, but I don't think it deserves S tier. I hope that doesn't upset too many people. It definitely deserves like an A tier. I'm definitely gonna have to bring some down. I'm definitely changing this list right now. But I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna move 4 above 5. I'm gonna move 3 down here. And 1 can go in front of B. So what do I actually think of Resident Evil Requiem? Just going off like a basis of just starting off with simply the graphics. Easily the best looking game I've played to date. Like the city looks absolutely insane. Like it genuinely brings off such an amazing vibe. It looks so realistic. Like saying it's realistic is almost downplaying it, because you say that about a lot of games every couple of years. But genuinely, this game is just stunning. It is stunning, and it does definitely help. And what helps also is how well optimized this game is. What the hell voodoo magic is Capcom cooking? But cool, thank you. No, genuinely, this is like the best looking game I've ever played. The combat is especially freaking fantastic. Leon, I'm not spoiling anything, by the way. There is no spoilers. Leon Kennedy, he's a bit older in this game. I think he's like 51. Still kicking ass, doing amazing. Like I freaking love him in this game. No, genuinely, this game, from top to bottom, it is fun. It's filled with action. Combat 10 out of 10. Graphics like an 11 if I could. Story probably like a 9 for a Resident Evil game. The only problem, the only true problem, and it's like kind of weird to say this, but it's like the only true problem with the game is that it's not long enough. It is quite short. It took me like about 9 hours to finish. But I would give like Resident Evil 9 a 9 out of 10. It is a freaking fantastic time. It is so much fun. The graphics are incredible. Um, yeah, if you're a Resident Evil fan, you've probably already bought it and played through it. And if you're thinking of playing through it, do yourself a favor, buy the game when you can, and yeah, have fun. So where am I gonna put it? It's not my favorite though. I'm putting it in second to Resident Evil 4. Just for me, I feel like Resident Evil 4 Remake is the most perfect Resident Evil game of all time. In my opinion, I'm actually gonna take some of these down. We're gonna bring that down. Frick it. Alright, that is my Resident Evil tier list of the games I played. I know there's more, but these are the only ones I've been able to play. And as guys, leave down also, by the way, your tier list. What does your tier list look like? I would love to know. And as guys, if you did enjoy this video, I mean, if you haven't already, you may not do it anyways, but if you don't mind hitting the like button, it does actually help out tremendously. Leave a comment down below of anything, what your thoughts, if you thought this was the worst tier list ever, or it was decent. I would genuinely love to know. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have an amazing day. Goodbye.